Hi, it's Dr. Smith from Wigston Central Surgery with another video helping us to work well together to provide you with the best care that we can. Now, we're very aware that general practice has changed and evolved a lot over the years, and long gone are the days where all of your care would be provided by a doctor or a nurse. So with that in mind, I thought it would be helpful to explain all the different people who might be involved in your clinical care here at the practice, whether that's seeing people face to face, whether that's receiving a phone call from someone, or whether that's actually someone who's doing some behind the scenes work to review your medication or to help out in another way. So I thought we'd ask the question, who's on the team? So as we answer this question of who's on the team, I want to go through the different categories of people who work at Wigston Central Surgery and who might be involved in your clinical care. In this particular video, I'm not going to talk about any of the managers or administrative staff, although we may talk about that another time if that would be helpful. So first of all, GPs. So at the moment at Wigston Central Surgery we have 8 GPs, which includes the partners and the salaried GPs. Our GPs, by their definition, are generalists. We're not specialists in any particular thing, although between us there are a number of different things that we can offer in addition to general practice. These additional services include joint injections, the wart clinic, minor surgery and contraception such as implants and coils. I heard someone once describe a GP as dealing with everything from cradle to grave, and I guess that's true, that we try to manage medication and illnesses and problems throughout life, seeking the help of specialists where we need them. Another group that you're probably aware of are nurses. At Wigston Central Surgery we have 2 nurses at the moment, and these nurses work very hard doing wound dressings, managing chronic illness. They're experts in things like asthma and diabetes, and it may well be that if you have those conditions then your ongoing reviews will be done with nurses. Next I want to talk about advanced nurse practitioners. Now there's some confusion about what they can actually do, so I thought I'd try and explain. They're a kind of hybrid between a nurse and a doctor. Most advanced nurse practices started off life as nurses but did a series of additional training so that they could do prescribing, so that they could be really strong on particular illnesses, or they could help out in specific ways. Now that probably means that no advanced nurse practitioner has identical training to another advanced nurse practitioner. So they might be really good at running a blood pressure clinic or managing diabetes, but there might be other things that they're less strong at. A lot of advanced nurse practitioners have done specific training in acute illness, and so they're very good at seeing people on the day if they're poorly. For that reason, many of our on-calls are staffed by advanced nurse practitioners as well as one of the GPs. The advanced nurse practitioners that we have working here are experienced, they work very, very hard, and they know their stuff. Sometimes when people ring up, they say, why can't I see a doctor? Well, actually seeing an A&P might be the best thing for you that day, and they're a really valuable part of our team. So what about some of the other staff that you might come across in your dealings with the practice? Well, as well as nurses, we have healthcare assistants. They assist the nurses with their chronic review management. So this might mean that you see them for a weight check or a blood pressure check. They might do a blood test for you or be involved in another aspect of your care. Also supporting them, we have phlebotomists. Phlebotomists have had specific training to take blood tests. So if you need to have a blood test with us, most likely you'll be seeing a healthcare assistant or a phlebotomist. In addition to this, we have a practice pharmacist. Now, pharmacists are medication experts, and our one in practice does a lot of our medication reviews. So if you have repeat medications, you'll see that they have a review date on them. And quite often that review date may well change without you seeming to do anything. And that's probably because behind the scenes, a pharmacist has had a look through your notes, has checked that the medication that you're on is appropriate, and has set that review date again in the future when we'll have another look. Now, of course, sometimes they might need to review some medications, so either they'll get in touch directly with you themselves, or they might ask one of the doctors to do so. So as well as all these staff working in the building, we also have the PCN, which stands for the Primary Care Network. The PCN is made up of 5 local practices, and they also employ people who work part-time at our practice, as well as working at the other practices in the area. At the moment, we have people from the PCN working in mental health, working as social prescribers, working as pharmacists and working as advanced nurse practitioners. So all those people as well may be involved at various parts of your patient journey. So as you can see, there's a whole host of different people doing different roles in the practice. I hope it's been helpful just to talk through the different roles, what those people might be capable of doing and why those people might be seeing you. Please don't be afraid to ask someone if you're not sure what their role is. Of course, we also have medical students and GP trainees, all sorts of other people who may be using the building. So feel free to make sure you know who is seeing you when they're providing you their care. I hope that's been helpful, and we'll see you again soon.